Let's talk about silver. Where do we stand after the recent waterfall sell-off, breaking below the uptrend, breaking below the 200-day moving average? A lot of investors very uncertain what to do with the recent movement in silver. We're going to talk about it today. I'm going to explain the reason that I think is going on in the silver and in the gold market. And then we're going to continue our series of silver and gold mining stocks that I personally like that might be interesting for you for your watch list. Today we're going to talk about a silver developer in Mexico. I talked to the management about a month ago. Great story. Let's get right into it. Welcome to Hot Trades of the Day, your show for swing trading ideas for the coming days, weeks, and month. Welcome to Hot Trades of the Day. My name is Daniel Helmy. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button real quick so you don't miss any of the videos, like the videos where I predicted the waterfall sell-off that happened in silver. Now, yesterday we saw kind of a reversal and then a monster up move in silver, and obviously everybody's panicking now and saying, that was the bottom. Why didn't we buy at the bottom? What do I do now? First, take a deep breath. Eat some octopus if you're into seafood. Or eat a kebab if you're into meat. I don't really care. The reason why silver and gold and the stock market jumped yesterday was a tweet from US President Trump that apparently a peace agreement with Iran is pretty much imminent, which he has tweeted in the past weeks nonstop. Just purely coincidental, this tweet drops the day before the SpaceX IPO. If you think that's a coincidence to calm down the market, to push up the markets so that his buddy Elon Musk can have a super successful IPO and the big bankers on Wall Street all get paid great bonuses, okay, tell me how that meeting with Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny went for you and how these two are doing and if they're New York Knicks fans. Because that's clearly what happened. So we had an unusual event that moved gold and silver, that yes, we have the candle in the chart, but it's not really representative of the overall sentiment of, in this case, silver. What we saw yesterday is the tweet happens, it hits like the market like a bomb, and all the short sellers on silver and gold are panicking and they're covering the shorts. And that's why you saw this big move up in silver. It was a short squeeze based on the Trump tweet. We will only know if that is really something after the next few trading days. Because as you can see here, we are still below the 200-day moving average and we are still in a downtrend and we are still at this light blue zone that has been, not zone, but like line, this line right here that since March, right, had been kind of a support zone or now a resistance zone. So we have a triple resistance zone happening with silver. As long as we're below this, doesn't really matter what silver does. So let's wait and see. If silver breaks above the 200 and regains the 200 and therefore breaks the downtrend, okay, then we'll start to reassess and see what's happening. But I caution you because the silver price has fooled us before in the past with fairly similar moves and downtrends, not with the 200. This is important before we get into the silver mining stock. The last thing is silver. Yes, silver is holding up better than gold. The reason being, I explained it in yesterday's gold video. If you didn't see it, hit the subscribe button. Gold has its own unique factors that are just influencing the gold price primarily and the gold gets traded with the bond market and with the dollar, which silver doesn't. Silver kind of follows gold, but it's not correlated. That's not a trade that the market plays when it comes to bonds and the dollar. So silver has not made a new low. Gold has, but silver hasn't. So that's fair enough. That's really interesting. But again, we made a new low on the close, and we confirmed the break below the 200-day moving average, as you can see here. These are two strong bearish signals that tell us right now, as long as we're below the 200, and remember, the low in March that you see here right above my, well, right there above my ugly face, we were above the 200. Now we're below the 200-day moving average. So the situation has changed a little bit. Okay, that is it for the silver update. Now we get to the mining stocks. So if this is something that you're not interested in, enjoy your weekend. Remember tomorrow's video, a little housekeeping here. Tomorrow's video about the weekly candles in gold and silver, really important for sure. And then the VIP newsletter video about, well, what should you do with investing in mining stocks. I got many questions about that. We'll get into it. There's some learning experiences in there. I'll give you my opinion, which might be helpful for you. I'm not your financial advisor, but you might think that's useful to hear from a fan of a future NBA champion. So we'll see. You can sign up for the free newsletter. We're not going to spam you. Just going to have 1 or 2 videos a month, quality content that we pride ourselves here at Hot Trades of the Day. Link is in the comments. Now, let's get to the silver mining stock. That silver mining stock is Silver Tiger Metals. Now, I know what you're thinking, okay? That name sounds like the evil Asian clan out of like some 70s kung fu movie, right? Your dragon legs are no match to my lion claw. With a great dubbing where like the mouth is still talking while the sentence is already finished in the translation and vice versa. Hilarious. Yes, the name sounds kind of weird. It will make sense in a second. And what's behind it is really interesting. So again, if this is your first time here checking out the mining stocks, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of these videos. I'll present here some of my favorite mining stocks for gold and silver so we can build out a watch list for the mining stocks to then act in this correction in gold and silver to pick them up on the cheap, because I believe this is a fantastic buying opportunity. I presented a junior producer, silver junior producer, on the last Watchlist update. Now we're going to talk about a silver developer. Silver Tiger has a big project in Mexico, which, as you know, I'm not the biggest Mexico fan. And certainly after the terrible things that had happened to Vizsla Silva, Mexico, in terms of security as a location, has taken quite a hit. So their main project is the El Tigre project. That's where the name comes from, Silver Tiger Metals, which essentially is it has 2 mines in one project. The first one is an open pit, the second one is an underground mine. They're developing them fairly simultaneously, but the focus is very clearly on let's bring the open pit mine into production and then use that cash flow to finance the underground mine, the second mine. I talked to parts of the management about a month ago in Frankfurt at Deutsche Goldmesse. It's a well-respected and competent management with good local connections to the local politicians. That's good. It is in a secure area of Mexico, far away. It's in northeast of Sonora, so it's far away from the area where Vizsla Silva had its incident with the cartels happening. Silver Tiger owns El Tigre 100%. That's great. And the big one, that's the big one. Both mines are fully permitted. Silver Tiger is one of the few silver miners that actually have the permits at the moment to build mines. If you follow mining in Mexico, this has been a huge problem under the previous government, and even under the current government, it hasn't moved fast. Just to give you an example, April 2025, not April 26, April 2025, so what is this, like 14 months ago, I talked to senior management of a very, very well-known silver explorer that is active in Mexico. It's a really good management. They really know what they're doing. They were telling me, Daniel, we believe we're going to have the permits to start building our mine in 3 months. That was April 2025. They still don't have their permits. I just saw the management at Deutsche Goldmesse like a month ago. So having all the permits is an absolute rarity for explorers/developers, and it's the biggest plus of Silver Tiger. They say first pour of the open pit, which is basically the start of production, will be December 2027, so we're a year and a half out. That's why that's why I categorize it only as a developer, not as an advanced developer. That is not terribly far. So let me show you the chart real quick. And again, the idea is that you're going to do your own research, that you just get this idea from me about different mining stocks, and your risk profile might be completely different than mine. You may only want to invest in explorers because you want the full thrill of multi-bagger 10x or minus 50, 80%. I prefer more advanced mining companies. I'll do some explorers, but I don't do junior explorers, for example, or extremely rarely. Maybe if it's an unusual story. But as a long-term investment, especially when it comes to places like Mexico, I want something that's more advanced, like Silver Tiger, that has all the permits. Again, these are the big pluses, right? What are the big pluses? They have a great project that has 2 mines that they're developing right now. This project has large exploration potential because the 2 mines that they're building basically only cover about 10% of like a potentially 30 kilometer long trend of mineralization. So major exploration potential down the road. Good management, fully permitted, first pour December 2027. On the downside, it's Mexico. You never know what's going to happen. It's a year and a half out, and the big problem with developers is there's not much news flow happening. It's just not a really exciting stage where the news flow just is electric for investors in the stock market. Unless the silver price goes bananas, then Silver Tiger is going to go through the roof. And this is why I like Silver Tiger a lot. I'm not a shareholder. I'm not affiliated with them, have no working relationship with them, nothing. I would buy shares at the right price. For me personally, right now is not the right price yet, but if you're looking for a mining stock and you want to get in right now because you cannot wait, the setup is pretty nice. Yes, we're below the 200. That's not great, but as you can see, this blue support zone, which goes all the way back to July and has been great support here and here and here and here, held again in the past days, and we are right near the uptrend that started after Liberation Day in April. You have a lot of mining stocks that have already broken the April uptrend. Silver Tiger, still above it. Good sign. What I really like about Silver Tiger is the big plus, but at the same time, the big risk. And that is, boy, Silver Tiger is a super leverage play on the silver price. Now, you know that mining stocks are the way to play silver and the silver bull market in a leveraged way. But Silver Tiger is definitely in the top percentile of that. So let's compare Silver Tiger here, this chart, to the silver price. Okay, here we go. So here you see the chart of Silver Tiger that you're familiar with, and you see the silver price in silver production value right here. And let me show you, if we take the lows from April for Silver Tiger, we basically come out to around 460%. And now let's measure out the silver price for that same time frame. It went out around 307%. So basically 50% more upside on Silver Tiger. Now on the downside, silver is down right now around 40%. And then Silver Tiger is down around 49%. So this goes both ways. But if you believe that the silver price is going to go a lot higher, as I do, then Silver Tiger could be a risky, volatile, but great play to get some serious leverage gains on the silver price in the silver mining sector. Now, if we go down short-term more in silver, the share price of Silver Tiger will go down more. We already know this. So that would mean we would break the uptrend, and then obviously the next target zone would be right here, these highs. Which is, here we go, let's put it like right here, and let me take off the silver price. Here we go, and there it is. So in that case, we break this uptrend, we'll probably get a sell-off down to 54 cents. But really the interesting zone is this uptrend, this support zone. Let's say 43, 44 Canadian. That would be the perfect buy zone. But again, as I said before in previous videos, and if you missed it, hit the subscribe button. This is the type of market where you want to buy in increments. Get in step by step. This is not a binary, ooh, I'm gonna wait till the absolute bottom, because that absolute bottom might not really happen, or it might happen so quickly that you miss it. And then when things rebound, and they rebound quickly in silver or in the mining stocks, then you miss it and you're completely out. That is it for today. I wish you a great start for the weekend. If you don't see us before Monday, let's go Knicks.